Hi everybody, welcome back to Bobby's Bees, and today I wanted to talk about our apiary in the wintertime and how we have everything set up. Here we go. So our beehives are ready to go for wintertime, and we don't wrap our hives. We used to wrap our hives a long time ago, but after seeing that a lot of hives overwinter just fine without it, that's just one less thing I wanted to have to do. But one thing I do recommend is make sure that you have your entrances reduced down so mice can't make a house out of all your hives. You'll open up your hives in the spring and you'll have all this fur and garbage, and you may even have a litter of mice in there. So be sure to use either hardware cloth, you could staple that, or just use some pieces of block to reduce it down. Probably the number one most important thing for your hives in the wintertime is ventilation. So the bees are heating over the wintertime, and that cluster, the queen has to stay in the very middle, and she's staying right around 90 degrees, and the entire cluster will take turns, just like penguins do in the Arctic, rotating from the outside to the inside to heat up. Now these wintertime bees, they're built tough, they're gonna last, they're gonna live up to 6 months long compared to our summer bees where we only live 6 weeks long. So what do we need? We need to be able to vent this condensation, because what happens is the condensation hits the top of the hive, it drips back down onto the cluster, it's freezing temperatures, it doesn't take long to kill that colony. So we need something to vent that condensation. So what we use is we either use screen bottom boards. The bees are experts in ventilation, and they will ventilate all that out using the screen bottom board. A lot of folks don't think that they can overwinter because that screen is going to let in too much cold air. They are so good at heating, they'll vent that condensation out using the screen bottom board, and it will actually benefit the colony. If you don't have screen bottom boards, you can use vent boxes. It's just like an eek board. We make our vent boxes out of a 1x6. We drill a hole on each side, and then we staple some screen on the inside so the bees can't get in and out. We don't have to worry about mice going in and out. And that will fix the condensation problem. If you don't do that, you may take your top off in the spring and the top will have mold all over it. That's a big time problem, and that's what we did to fix that problem. If you guys haven't used disc entrances, they're pretty cool and they work great for your vent boxes. If you don't want to use a screen, you can just screw those in and use it. It's just one screw in the middle and you just spin it, and you can use that for your vent board screened entrance. But I just wanted to share that. Over the winter, we really make sure that all our hives either have a vent box on top or they have a screen bottom board to combat that condensation. I know some of you folks are probably wondering why I don't use wraps, and because some folks argue that the bees don't have to work quite as hard or they don't have to eat as much. I really haven't seen a big game changer difference, and you know, with our apiary growing in numbers, it really makes it tough to wrap all those hives. If you're having trouble overwintering your bees and they're all dying out, even after using vent boxes and screen bottom boards, then maybe you might want to entertain the idea of wrapping your hives. And you can wrap your hives even with, you can buy cardboard slip sleeves, you can buy cardboard sleeves that slide over, you can wrap with a thin insulation, you can just wrap a ring around it. Also, one thing I would recommend is right here where the one by meets the hive, it's a good idea to tape that with painter's tape, even duct tape. By the time spring comes around, that duct tape will be so wore off, it'll come off pretty easy. Especially if your hive didn't have time to put propolis all over the hive, that'll make it so you don't have that wind sneaking in there. And then another thing you can do as far as the wind goes is you can use straw bales, stack straw bales to block the wind on your prevailing wind side. Here in Michigan, our prevailing wind is west, northwest. So we can prepare for that. If you don't have straw bales, you can bury timbers, you can wrap a tarp, you could wrap landscape fabric, you can use T-posts. What we did this year was we used timbers. We took a 1x on the end of the tarp, kind of rolled it up like a burrito a little bit, and then we nailed that into the timber and wrapped around the timbers for a wind block. We kind of did a C shape so we could enter and exit the apiary still. But really do a good job burying those timbers at least 20 inches deep, because the wind, when it hits that tarp or the landscape fabric, it is going to hit it like a sail. And it is so strong, and it's really easy to underestimate the power that that wind will hit that wall. So your bees will really benefit from not having that wind slam into their hive like that. So I really recommend that. So you have a wind block, you've reduced down your entrances, you've taped around your beehives, you've knocked down that mite load. If you haven't had a chance to, if you know what your mite count is on some beehives, you know, now is a great time to knock that mite count down with an oxalic acid treatment. I wouldn't recommend treating your entire apiary willy-nilly. That's not a good thing to do, but knock that mite load down for the winter time so your bees can stay healthy. They can overwinter. All they have to worry about is staying warm and eating. You don't want to have them worrying about diseases and mites eating away at their larvae. Now it's important to treat. If you do have issues, be sure to treat, and then 2 weeks later treat again. At least a couple treatments, only because those mites, those varroa mites, will stay in the cells and they'll feed on the larvae that are in the cells. So 2 weeks later, those will hatch, they'll be exposed. You can knock those mites out that are exposed, and then 2 weeks later, more cells. Right now is a good time to do it because your queen is having a brood break. So a lot of the cells aren't really exposed. A lot of the cells aren't being used. This isn't the time of the year where you're really laying, 1,000 eggs a day. Your queen has slowed everything down, and she'll pick back up in the spring. I hope your bees overwinter. I hope this helps you. I hope that next spring, all your beehives are ready to go, ready to split, ready to make some money, put some money back into your apiary. And we'll be doing some videos next spring regarding that, showing you how to get your nukes ready to put some money back into your apiary. Christmas is right around the corner. Be sure to check out our storefront below down in the description. We have tons of really good beekeeping products. And say you got to buy some stuff for the wife or some friends or your kids, we have so many different sections in that storefront. We're super proud of it. We're tirelessly searching the internet all the time to get the best prices, because you know as well as I do, Amazon has a lot of the same product priced differently, and we always try our best to find the best pricing, the best product with the best reviews. So be sure to check that out. So thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas to you and your family, and we'll see you on the next video.